and then put there.
All right, here we are. We're live again. Happy Sunday night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. If you are live, I know we got a bunch of people in here already, which is super exciting. And let me see how to put the volume down on this. There we go, so I don't hear myself. Um, Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time visiting here, if you're watching this after the live stream, thank you so much for joining us. Hit the like button, subscribe, and notification bell so you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. And also, you can join the Discord by going to the description. There's a link down there. I will figure out how to throw up in the video the QR code, which we have created this weekend for the Discord. But welcome. Let's see who we've got in here. We've got Anthony Severizo. What is going on, brother? Welcome. Thank you for being here. John Palladino, back from Italy. He was away for many weeks, I think a month, actually traveling in Italy with family. Super excited to have you back. Ravi, my man, North Carolina, let's go. We got William Reed. Yes, BBI to 30. That would be awesome. That would be so exciting if we got BBI to $30. But you never know, right? Let's get APLD to 40 or 50 and BBI to 30. That would be incredible. So we have earnings on we have earnings on Monday. There's Mike. Welcome, Mike. Paulette is in the house. Hey, Paulette. Good to see you in here also. A lot of our Discord members. Very, very happy to see you here. And if you're not, I got a few people that are not. Listen, join the Discord. Jump in. Get on in here with us. We love to trade. Pretty much Monday mornings we're starting tonight. I'll be sending a lot of information out for everybody and just kind of putting some good stuff in the Discord about what we're looking at. But we're going to spend some time charting in here tonight and just looking at the AJDT November list, which I did release yesterday. So that is out for everybody. And let me see, John, I think you actually are not an elite member. And we're going to change that. I'm going to send you a link to the Discord because you are a member. You did join. We've changed the structure of membership, and we're just going to promote you. We're going to promote you into the Discord. We're going to get you in there with us. And listen, I'm just going to tell you right now, as a guy who didn't know anything about Discord, I didn't know anything about Discord. Very a little bit tough to navigate at first, but not a big deal. We'll figure it out and we'll help you. So 759, here we are right now. S&P 500, excited to see this gap up. We've got about 20 seconds left on the clock. I'm glad we didn't miss it because I start talking and we miss it. Let's see. Oh, Kevin is doing a call, ask question conference call after earnings time. Yeah, he didn't do that last time. So this could be huge. This could be really, really big. I agree with you. Absolutely. Yeah. So let's see what happens here. We're going to keep our eye on this. I'm on the 15-minute, going to the 5. All right. So we have gap up, everybody. I literally just got chills, and I know it sounds so stupid, but I literally just got chills. The S&P 500 is at 674.24, opened up. All right, we were closed the market at 670.97. The aftermarket on Friday night, 672.35. Gap up, 674.17. Man, did we really need that? We're going to kind of just take a look at some of the, we're going to go to my OG list. Look at that. Nice gap up on APLD. $32.02 from a $30.98 close, $31.50 in the post market. Really nice. SoundHound, nice. I told you I am back to looking at SoundHound and Serve Robotics. Serve Robotics is not a 24-hour, I don't believe. No, it's not. So SoundHound really is, and it is already pushing. Right, so there's some good stuff going on here. And our November list, which if you hadn't seen it yet, we can spend a couple minutes kind of looking at that. But before we kind of dig into some of these, wow, look at Tesla, everybody. Tesla is jumping 436.23 when it closed at 429. And look at the volatility on Tesla, always cranking. And this is Sunday night cranking. I can't even believe it. Listen, for those of you that are here, we've got about 17 folks in here right now live. Just so you know, we're going to be holding, we're just waiting. There's a poll on YouTube asking who wants to attend a charting class, right? I'm going to hold our very first AJDT charting class. I do a lot of it in videos, and I do a lot of it with the Discord, and I do a lot of it, just sort of one-on-one when asked to. But we're going to hold the class, and we're going to throw it out there for who wants to attend it. Discord members, I'm still praying about that whole thing for you. You already are paying members to be part of the Discord. I think the first one, we're just going to have you in there. And if you're not a member of the Discord, then, join. If not, then, we're going to probably schedule that 30 minutes for $25 to start out. I may do some hour sessions coming up here soon as well, but we're going to talk about charting. We're going to talk about box strategy and go from there. So, hey, if you're in here visiting, awesome. Yeah, John, for sure. Tell us where you're at. Where do you live? And if you want to share a little bit about yourself in the chat box. And listen, let's see, Tuesday, November 11th, National Bank Holiday. There you go. So yes, I am wearing all green today. God bless America. I'm in all green because I am saluting to you. If you are in the military, a veteran, thank you for your service. If you are currently in the military and you are watching this video, maybe you're here live, maybe you are watching it after the live and you're overseas. Thank you so much for protecting our country, for protecting us, for protecting those freedoms that we enjoy here in the United States of America. Happy Veterans Day for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your service. If you are retired or a veteran or service member currently, throw it in the chat, and that way we get a chance to thank you and salute you live while you're here. All right, let's kind of look a little bit at what's going on here. So Tesla, we're in, and if you want me to look at any charts while we're in here, throw the ticker in the comment box. And let me just pull this down a little bit. And let's see if there's anything I need to focus on. All right, nothing, yes. And I think we actually have a brand new Discord member in here. I may be wrong. I saw something earlier about another Discord member. No, it's not there anymore. So that might have just been, a little glitch there. But if you have a specific stock you want to talk about, let's throw it in there. Let's take a look at it together. But we'll just kind of start here. So in charting, listen, there's several ways to look at charting. All right. Daily is huge. And I know that I think it was Ronnie Cannonball from the Discord that said that my charts look a little bit like, like an electrical charting thing. And I do. I have a lot of levels on here that I keep because, listen, it runs up, it runs down, right? And so you got to sort of focus on that. Yep. Yes. Hey, Lynn. So happy to have you in there. Okay. But I like to keep my levels. And the reason why is because when I go to the 4 hour, it's not as noisy. A lot of people don't like noisy charts because they do find it to be distracting. And I totally get that. But for me personally, the way I trade, I'm usually in the 1 day, I'm in the 1 hour, and I'm in a 5 minute. And so I live within the 15 minutes. But when I'm making decisions, I'm looking at the 5 minute. Because I want to see this, right? And I want to see how far I am from a support resistance level I have set on those other time frames. And I'm in the 1 hour because I want to see how far are we on the 1 hour candle. Now, I know I've got a friend who loves to live in the 4 hour candle. I can't do it. I need to see what what's happening in price action. So the highest I like to go is 1 hour. But you all know I live in the 15 minute, and I like to watch and see what's happening on each 15-minute candle. So if we go to 5, you're going to see here, let's just go ahead and box strategy this one. DB Sherry, hey Sherry, welcome. One of our newer Discord members as well. Glad to have you there. And Lynn joined yesterday. Hey, awesome, Lynn. So glad to have you in here with us as well as part of the Discord. We're going to rock on. We're going to make some money. Hopefully this week we're going to make some money. I think the market's going to look pretty good for us. And of course, we got to see what's going to happen with the White House administration, with all the tariff stuff, with the government, shut down. I think hopefully they can get that open this week, but we'll see. I didn't hear a lot of news over the weekend that would have caused me to believe that it's going to open yet. So we'll see what happens. All right. So Tesla, let's do box strategy on this. Okay. First thing I always do is I look at the prior day trading. Okay. And that would be this for Tesla. And what we're going to do is we're going to add, okay, a horizontal line, and we're going to put it at the highest point for the day. Now, this is 9:30 bell, so that's going to be our highest point. We're going to put a line there, and obviously this is very noisy, so we're going to change the colors here. Let's make them like a green for now, okay? And you can see that the high of the day is right at this 440 resistance level, so just remember that. And then we're going to go to the bottom. So we're gonna create another line, and the bottom is this 421.88. So we're gonna lock that in place. Let's make that green since we're doing the greens today. Let's go back to this one. Let's make this the brightest green we can make it. Okay. And now what you have is the top and bottom of the box. We're gonna actually go here, and we're gonna grab a rectangle, and we're gonna go from this highest point here, pull it down to the lowest point, lock it in place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our next day, and we're going to pull this all the way across, okay? And then you sort of might already have the average median where, you know, plus and minus. So we're going to kind of leave that there. It's kind of close, probably a little bit off. I mean, it's, let's say 421 to 440. So we're talking about, was that $19, $18? So, you know, $9 pretty much. So you could say 430 would be the middle. And so this is right here at 432. So we're gonna ignore that that's one of my levels, and we're just gonna pull it down to 430 because I'm gonna live in this box structure anyway with you. Let's go 430.50. It doesn't quite look balanced here. 430.82. Done. Okay, and we're making that one yellow. So let's get on this one. Let's make this one yellow. All my other yellows are other average middles. We're gonna get rid of that one. Okay, so now we have your bottom, and we have our top, okay? And this is what you would call, for that trading day, your floor and ceiling, your support and resistance level. Support at the bottom, resistance up top. But I like to do, and we're going to do it together, a 5-day, 30-minute, okay, floor and ceiling. And you can see here that over a 5-day period, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have kind of a new ceiling up here, 474.07. So the white ones are always my floor and ceiling. I'm going to move that up to 474.07. And then 421.88 is actually the bottom of those 5 days. So we're going to lock in place there as well. And I know this is kind of noisy, right? But now you have, over a 5-day period, your max ceiling and your max floor. We're at the floor right now, and this is actually good news. So we're going to go back to the 15-minute, and let's go here on the box, and let's go back to auto. So this is actually good news, because what you really want to see, okay, in a box strategy is you want to see us not break below what is this low floor point for a stock. So tomorrow when Tesla is running, or you can see through the night, we want it to continue on this uptrend with the gap up. We want to break this 440 resistance level. We want to keep going. We want to push for 451.22. And the only way to do that is to break out of the box. And that's why this box strategy is so crucial for me. I use this box strategy on most all of my trades, all of my stocks, because I want to know by price action, where is it going? And if I live in this box from the prior day, then when I get to the pre-market for tomorrow morning, I should either be still on an uptrend to break out, or somewhere living using this average yellow line as my support. And you'll see, okay, even right now, not being in the stock, being in the trade, you can see that it used this average line just by factor. You can pretty much box chart any one of these, and it used it as a resistance level, and now it's using it as a support level. Well, not anymore because of the gap up of the SPY. So now it's up here. We just want to continue on this up run, and we want to break this basically 437, 440 area. And if we can break it and get above it, and it's going to depend a lot tomorrow on the volume, then Tesla should continue to run up towards this 451. Now, if you see it turn and start running down, then you got to know, and you need to remember what the levels are, right? 396 is our floor. So we're heading past 419 towards the 396. And so the reason why I like this box strategy is because it gives me more of a clear, concise answer on direction. But I know that a ton of the options traders that I talk to love my box strategy because they can decide based on volume, based on which way the candles are flowing, which way it's running, and know that potentially if they buy a call on Tesla with all the volatility of Tesla, all right, that potentially when it gets here, there's the potential they need to get out of this. Or if they buy a put and it's running down, then they want to see it break, or it's potential they need to get out of it on the put and make their money. See profit, take profit. I say it all the time. You want to see profit, take profit, and don't be greedy. Don't overstay your welcome. All right. So that's Tesla. We're set for tomorrow on Tesla. AMD. Wow. Nice up on AMD in the gap. And it's holding. Look, see the 15-minute candle shows us that even though we're in basically an overnight trading, right? Institutions are not in here yet. Hedge funds are not in here yet. They can't do anything really until the market bell. This is mostly retail traders, retail investors, and individuals. And so the candle on the 15-minute for AMD is more than 50% from the bottom to the top. It wicked down a little bit, and you want it to hold because we're more than 50%. This is a good sign for AMD. We want to see on the next 15-minute candle, which happens in about 2+ minutes, we want to see AMD open green above this, whatever this is, 60%, 70%. We want to see it open up and push green again because that way we can fill this wick. And that's sort of how I'm always looking at these charts, and I'm always looking to have quick snipes for scalping in and out as a day trader. Now remember, being a retail day trader is very different than being a swing trader or being an investor. If you're an investor, then you buy a stock, you go based on catalysts, you go based on news, you go based on, your research, your data, do your due diligence, and you buy a stock and you're setting and forgetting about it. For me, that's Palantir. I continue to add to my Palantir because I'm not day trading Palantir. I am investing in Palantir, and ouch, we just had a little bit of a pullback on AMD, which means that the S&P 500 also is pulling back a little bit, even though we're showing an uptrend, but it got back up. So we're about 50% right now. We need to see this next candle open, and we're going to stay with AMD just so you all kind of have that understanding and see what happens. It also could be red and pull back, right? Because a gap up is not always forever. The gap up at night sometimes does pull back to where the market closed through the night. But directionally, I always say, if you have a stock, for example, Palantir on earnings hit 222. And then it fell in the last few days to 160, lows 160. I don't think it went below 160. I think 163, 165, 167. Here, we can go to Palantir right now, and we'll come back to that candle. Thank you, Palantir. Look how beautiful that is. 183.25. Nice. But Palantir hit 168 was the low. Okay, so that's going to be the lowest, 168. All right, well, that's pretty low considering that in earnings, they hit that 222. Okay, it says 207.52. If we go to the 30-minute on that day, and you look here, 222 was the highest it wicked up to. So now we know, right? You can pretty much say that Palantir wants to hit 222. It's already showed us, hey, earnings or not, I'm going to get past 200. I want to break up to 220. And so you can have some confidence in knowing that it will get back there over time, right? We just had some horrible last several days, although a very nice result on Friday as the market turned, finally hit bottom. I believe it hit bottom. We'll see what happens though. Okay. AMD, how did we open on the next candle? Let's go to the 15-minute. All right. So look, it opened above. Now it's red. I get it. It's red. It looks almost like this little abandoned baby. It's a red candle, but it opened in level with the, where the wick starts for AMD. And now look, it turned green and it's going to push up. And at least that's how I feel about it. Okay. Let's keep going in here. NVIDIA. All right, NVIDIA cracked 194.28. Very nice. Did pull back down, but now in the new 15-minute candle, look, you could say AMD stayed with a filled candle. This one opened up here, shot up, and is pulling back, right? We're right here right now. We pulled back. We hit a high and pulled back. Well, now we're green on this candle. 192.91. Little volatile. A lot of price action there. All right, Palantir. We talked about Palantir. Okay, opened up and holding. Intel, nice solid green candle. But look what that's doing is, in order to know this candle is going to continue to run, which it just did, it's bouncing, we got to hit this wick 3867 and show that it needs to break above this wick to continue to move in an uptrend. Right now it's fighting with a lot of retail traders up and down. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Be very careful, because tomorrow when the market opens up and there's a lot of positive flow or a lot of stocks running up, a lot of people are going to sell off. They're going to take profit because they're afraid of what the market's going to do. There's still a lot of fear in the market. All right. I'm telling you that are here, and there's about 18 of us in this chat right now. There's nothing to be afraid of. Okay. But I urge you, as I've said in many of my videos, don't trade with money that you need to pay your bills. Don't trade with money that may cause you to be in a situation where you can't meet your responsibilities or pay a debt or pay, to put food on the table. You have to set aside money. You got to have this account as, basically your play account. And that sounds stupid, because my play account, I started this account specifically about this account. I started, I don't know, about, let's say 6 months ago in this Webull account, and I threw 15,000 in it. Okay. And I grew this to about almost 50,000 from 15. And obviously I was down about 17,000 with this pullback, but this is not hurting me, right? I don't need this money tomorrow to pay bills. I'm well set up to take care of my responsibilities, my family. I'm not stressing about it. You need to do the same thing. Now, I know for a fact I'm a 51-year-old guy, and I know, go ahead and say it. Man, Josh, you look great for 51. You are, you don't look a day over 30. Thank you. And I know from looking at the age groups that are watching the videos and are part of the Discord, part of the AJDT family of subscribers, that we do have a small group of 20s into young 30s, and then basically 30s up to mid 60s. And that's awesome, because I'm going to tell you where I live at a 51-year-old is I don't do this as a day trade to earn an income. All right. I have a full-time corporate executive job. This is my love of building more in my retirement. And my wife and I are super excited to continue to grow our retirement for the future, right? And this is an amazing love for me. I'm so passionate about this and love doing this, and I'm so thankful that you're here with me. I want to do this with you. I'm not here to do this by myself. I want to do this with you. And William, Reed, Bill, Billy, whatever you go by nickname, I'm just going to call you Billy, because I think I've been calling you Billy in a lot of the posts on YouTube. You're 43, awesome, right? So the younger you are in here, and don't take this in any way offensively, the older folks like me, younger you are, the greater opportunity you have to make a lot more for that future retirement starting earlier. I wish I had started earlier in my 20s and I just didn't know. I didn't have a dad or have individuals that were really financially smart. And I know it sounds terrible, but you got it, Will, but didn't, really teach me anything financially. I had to learn and make a lot of mistakes along the way to get myself set up to now I can look towards the future and I see my retirement, and I know one day I will be able to retire. Matter of fact, my wife and I have been talking about that a lot lately, because we want to start considering some extra travel and just take care of things that we need to do. A great example I can give you, and some of you may be getting totally bored with this talk that I have and not looking at charts. But I had an F-150, 2017 F-150. It started giving us some engine trouble. Well, we bought a new one. And the reason why we bought a new one is because, those are not assets. You do own vehicles, but as soon as you drive off the dealership lot, they become more of a liability. Well, I own that liability. We're paying that off full. And now I know I've got a good 10, 15 years before I probably would have to worry about any major issues in a vehicle that I'm going to have as my own vehicle. And my wife also has a newer vehicle. And that's just how we're setting up for the future, making smarter decisions. I also heard if you are in the market looking for a car, that I don't love leasing unless you have a company, an LLC you can write it off to, because you don't own anything at the end. But electric vehicles right now are the way to lease. I think they're offering Teslas and other electric vehicles for like $200 a month. All right. And that's pretty incredible that you can get an electric vehicle for $200 a month for 3 years, and just really literally beat it up and then return it. And not be paying a lot, but you don't own anything at the end. That's the only difference on there. So, all right, throw some things in the chart here. Ravi usually throws some things at me. Jai's not here tonight unless he's being quiet. So let's look at the rest of them. Rigetti, RGTI, Rigetti. I'm hoping for a nice pump on Rigetti. It's 24-hour. It did launch. Look at it, all the way to $36. So I feel pretty good. We're going to want to work that way tomorrow. It did pull back. APLD, how are we doing? Oh, man. Everybody look at APLD. It's heading for my 3305 resistance level in this basically pre-market 24-hour market. APLD. Thank you, APLD. I love APLD. I've got that in my retirement account as well. And many of the Discord members in here day trade with me, APLD, every day. And so we're going to wait in the morning for that morning drop. And if you don't know how APLD works, APLD usually every morning will drop first and then run up. And you can see it, even though this candle doesn't sort of give it justice. Okay. I think we just had a heart or a laugh or something on there. So thank you. But check this out. Okay. Every morning, just about every morning, APLD, look, it pumped up to 30.44 and then it dropped hard down here. Great opportunity to get in. So you could ride this candle back up, see this get out. That was the opportunity to make money on there. You could have made money on it there. And then the rest of the day, I mean, APLD banked for many of us at the end of the day. I got in it here at 28.30 and ran it all the way up to $31 and hit some turbulence, these red candles. But then when it hit the post market, it just kept going. 31.49. I believe was the high. No, 31.60. Look at this. And now it's at basically 32.52 high. So loving APLD. Very happy about what that's showing us. SMR is another one. Oh, wow. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice SMR. QBTS. I think we need to keep our eye on the quantums tomorrow. I think the quantums are going to run. Rigetti, QBTS, QUBT, QS. I think those are going to run. BBAI, I agree, potentially is going to run. I think that there's some really good stocks that are probably going to pump tomorrow. SoFi is another one. And I mean, oh, thank you for the 29.10 pump. I still have my calls on SoFi, hoping this week that they continue to crank. They don't expire till January 16th, 26. So I'm hoping to get out of the red. I'm down about $125 in those right now. I was down almost 700, down 125 bucks on them, doing well. Let's see if they hold. Cypher's another one I love. And it's not a 24-hour stock. We'll see what it does. But look at this beautiful green monstrous candle at the market close at 4 o'clock at 8 o'clock on Friday night. And then let's see here. We got EOSE is new to the list. We added, look at this day EOSE had, beautiful with the market run. And it is using the 20-day moving average as a resistance level right now. Not in the 24-hour, but up to the 8 p.m. close. Okay, 200-day moving average here. I added this one new. And let me remind myself what's going on here. That's the 50-day moving average. I put the 50-day moving average back on there. And I'm going to tell you what, when we hold the charting class, I'm going to be spending a little bit of time talking to you all about the 9-day moving average because I like the 9. And I'm doing some different strategies with the 9-day moving average, but I'm not going to share it here yet because I need to be fully in flow on it myself before I can give you any information. I don't want to give you wrong information, but the 9MA EMA looks really good as far as following some stocks and understanding the runs. All right, QS, I mentioned that, doing very nice in the overnight now. U. Hey, U. It's like a song. Listen, hit 1650. It did pull back. It's heading back north. 1651 is that level of, resistance. And look what it did. It clocked it and it rejected and it pushed back. And not only did it reject, but it pushed this candle down all the way here and then went red. And that's interesting being that it's in the 24 hours. It already did that. QUBT did sort of the same thing. Almost mirrored UUUU. NVTS. Hey, Jason. Your mom's a box strategy. I can always depend on you to come in. And I know that if Jason could, he'd put a South Park meme in this chat, but it doesn't let you put pictures in here. So, but what's up, Jason? And I got some cool news for you, Jason, and the rest of you tonight before we shut this down. But NVTS, I know a lot of people watching and waiting for NVTS, see what it does. 835. Man, I'm loving NVTS. I think it may run tomorrow. SLDP is another one that I really liked. Loved the trending on it, right? When I was doing my my trending for it. It just had some nice flows. Hard to tell the last 2 days, right before the market Friday. This is actually Friday right here. Okay, Friday, Thursday with this terrible pullback, and it was just responding to this amazing run up. But I like the way it charts daily. It has some nice opportunities in and out of the day. Okay, so this was actually Friday. You can see a hard run. You can spend the rest of the day in it up. You also had this day here. This was the day everything pulled back, so it wasn't anything anybody was touching. But the day prior, okay, look at this solid launch, and it held vertically. And then went horizontal. And then the day before, this is your opportunity to make money here, which is what I'm talking about. So NVTS has got some good stuff going on, and I'm very happy with NVTS. Let's see what happens with it. I think it's going to take another run back towards over $10. Open, which many of you love, not a 24-hour. We'll see what it does. Had a nice run on Friday. LAES also not a 24-hour, but nice run on Friday. ONDS, let me make sure this is opened up enough that I'm getting all the data. Yes, I am. Okay. ONDS, we kept it on there, has nice flow, and here it is. You all said you wanted it. It just happens to be the lowest value stock in the list right now at $5.68. But hello, Jason, BBI Army, where are you, frozen Randy? Look what it's doing in this basically pre-24-hour market. All right. 568 close. Opened up here at 581, 604 high, sitting at 603. Let's go. Who said it earlier in the, let me go in here. Who said it? Oh, Will did. BBAI to $30. I'm going to tell you what, the way it looks right now, you may be right. You may be right. So, all right. Well, listen, throw me some comments. What do you want to see? What do you want to see as far as charts go? What do you want me to show you? Let's see. Let's go back to the SPY for a minute and just kind of see what's happening with it. Look, it's doing it. Nice run up. 675.09, 674.92. This is nice, everybody. This is what we want to see. We want to see this. Oh, and if you are in the Discord, just so you know, I just finished working with my options guy. I've got a guy that specializes in options, and we build lists together, sometimes twice a day. The new list is going to be launched here. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to do some Discord work, and you're going to get the new list tonight for what to look at tomorrow. So do your homework, do your due diligence, get in there and start charting out what you want to see as far as your own charts for options, because there's some really, really juicy ones in there. And I think it's going to be a nice solid run up day. Just be careful. Watch out for, any type of traps. Everybody calls all kinds of traps: bear traps, duck traps, goose traps. There's all kinds of crazy traps. I even learned, I had no idea what this was. I'm being totally transparent. I got schooled by a very seasoned trader the other day on a stock. He called it a bullfrog. And I was like, the bullfrog? Like, what's the bullfrog? And I actually jumped on ChatGPT. Hey, what is bullfrog in stock? And they were like, that's nothing. It's made up. And this guy schooled me. He's like, really? Bullfrog's not real? And he basically talked to me about this entire strategy about the bullfrog. The bullfrog kind of looks like what we have the gap up for S&P 500 right now. Major jump up and continues to run. And the S&P 500 is holding really well. I want to throw this one on your list here. Ravi, what's up, brother? I see, him and Jason are chatting it up. Take Two, I want to throw out at you right now. So Take Two Interactive. If you don't know what this is, this is probably something that the younger generation would understand, more than our older generation like me and some of our other members. Take Two Interactive is a gaming company. They actually go also by Rockstar. Rockstar is the gaming company that makes Grand Theft Auto. And yes, doesn't matter what age you are. You probably have heard about Grand Theft Auto, the video game. And it's Grand Theft Auto 5 or 6 that's coming out. I think it's 5. But they are going to launch this game. And when they do, this stock right here is going to take off. I really believe that. It's my opinion, not financial advice. And I wouldn't buy it now because they just had some bad news and they had bad earnings, right? So you can see this candle right here, pumped all the way up here to 267.75 and dropped all the way down to 208.31. And this was a great opportunity to buy the bottom and ride it and hold it. And a lot of people bought this 210, 212 and are holding it right now because it's back to 233, 235 now. And basically, it's going to pump. Now, they just also this past week released the statement saying that it's been like 10 years since a new Grand Theft Auto game came out. And that's why we believe it's going to be such a catalyst, because everybody is waiting, including me and my oldest son, who's 31 now, or about to be 31 in May. My daughter-in-law, right, who's about the same age as my son. Even my college age sons are waiting for this new game to launch, but they said, okay, we're going to have to delay it again. They delayed it like 3 times. They delayed it again. Well, that caused the market price to pretty much drop down with everything else. So now it's back, it was down here at 227, but it's pumping back up 243.50. So this is one that you should chart, look at the daily, look at the 1 hour, chart it for yourself to see where the support and resistance levels are. Because when that game is released, and it's not going to be released until late 2026, it's going to pump. And this is a pretty awesome stock to be looking at. All right, BMNR. Yeah, let's take a look at BMNR. That is one that I think, let me look at Bros real quick here. Yes, look at this. Nice. Okay. All right, it's still sort of holding, but it's up, and I'm happy to see it's up. This is a stock that I play earnings every time, but I don't play earnings for the day. I could have on the day of earnings, all right here, but I did buy it at the bottom. I got in at about 52.75, 52.80, and I could have sold it out up here for a good amount of money, but I don't. I hold on to it. And then the talk was it's going to drop the next day, which it always does. And now we're waiting for the run up, because if you look at the daily on Bros, all right, here's the earnings last time. Okay, it came up and it dropped, and then it went on a run up. Okay, here's the earnings last time. All right, right here, it kind of didn't. It was on a down, pumped up a little bit, and then launched. Okay, and so came down a little bit, and then it's been sort of on a downtrend, but pretty much it always usually has a nice up run. And so I'm waiting for this new up run on Bros. Okay, you can see this craziness every earnings. So we'll see what happens with Bros. And where is it at now? Okay, on the daily. So, we can't call it a day yet, but green, and we'll see what happens. All right, BMNR, because I think it was, Ravi, my brother. And Ravi, I'm going to tell you about Ravi. Ravi and Jason in here. For those of you that are part of Discord, like Lynn and Sherry, John, these guys are throwing some great plays out there for us. They really do some homework and some research. Jason loves the options more, even though he's kind of mad at me because he lost some money with APLD. Don't be mad at APLD, bro. Don't hate the game. Don't hate the player either. But APLD, he could turn that around easily, just buy more calls, get in, make the money back. But we don't do revenge plays, so remember that. But Jason, does call out a lot of good things with options, and he is part of some other groups, and he shares some of those plays with us, which are awesome. And Ravi does some really good, I could tell he does some good technical analysis and throws some good thoughts out there. I usually, when he throws things out, I go and do my homework on them. And I would say 99% of the time, Ravi's dead on. So thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Jason, for your input, because it helps the new Discord members. It helps the new traders a lot. I appreciate you guys a lot. I really, really do. BMNR. So BMNR, nice run. Listen, we're above this floor and ceiling, right? So let's do it. 5 days, 30 minutes. Okay. Don't do this to me. 30-minute. It froze up on me. Let's get out of auto. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to 5 day. Let's pull it across. And let's see here. Let's go to the daily for a minute. And we're going to pull this open. And we're going to pull it up, and we're going to see on the daily. Wow, look at this thing. This thing is crazy. We still have this triangle right here, Ravi. We still have this triangle, and it did break below it on the daily. So this is now invalid. It's got to get back above this. This level right here is the floor, 39.70. So 35.79, and it's up right now on the Friday close, $40.72. So we're up there, okay? We needed to get back and break above this 46.56. And even though this this triangles here, okay, we're going to meet some resistance when we get back towards this triangle area to get back towards 46.56. So, and look, the MACD is way below the signal right now on the daily. I don't like the way this one looks, Robbie. I'm going to be totally honest with you, but I know you're going to do your homework on it, and probably tomorrow morning you'll tell me, dude, here's what I researched, here's what I'm seeing, and I like it when you do that. So, yeah, definitely let me know, but I'm not liking the way it looks on the daily right now. But I'll also tell you, BM&R had, and we'll go back to the daily for a second, had a lot of green. Okay. I mean, had a lot of red. It'd been trending red. It did give us this green, basically indecisive day green candle. And then it went back to red with what was pulling back. So I will tell you that this November 7th candle on Friday does give me some upward trend hope, because that's the best candle it's had in literally, what we want to say, that's more than 2 weeks, right? Maybe closer to 3 weeks, because we're pulling the weekends out. So that's a nice candle. Robbie, I think this one may have the potential to break. We just got to get up to 46.56 and break this. We need to be above this 46.56. And if I go to the 15-minute, let's box strategy this one since we're talking about it. And let's see how many people we got in here. We still got about 17 and 7 likes. Thank you, everybody. We're still just a nice, small little private community in here. Yeah, 9.15%. Yeah, I see it. I saw that. I was looking at actually BM&R earlier this weekend. I see, yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. I hope you're right. I hope you are right. I hope it cranks. Let's do the box strategy on this one. So we're going to grab our box. Our low point here, 35.79. Our high point here, lock it in. Let's pull this across. And hey, come on, give me my box. There we go. Let's pull it across. And listen, on the box strategy for the day, Rob, you may be totally right. We're already above the box. We can't use the box strategy on this. Now we're going to use the box strategy on it, and I'm going to add my center line because potentially, it could come back into the box, and we'll see what it does through the overnight. We didn't do BBI per se, Jason. We'll jump on and take a look at that. No, we'll do it for you. We will do BBI for you. We'll go back and look at it. We did talk about it, but we didn't really chart it in the box strategy. So anyway, so let's see. We've got 35. Let's say that's 35.60 to 40 roughly in there. Let's go ahead and add our line so we know the top level. All right, and we're going to say this is 40.50. Okay, so that's going to be our top level. And then let's add another line on the bottom. 35.80, 35.79. Yep, 35.79. Duh. Hello, 35.79. All right, so we're about mid range here at 38.25, 38.26. We're going to leave it there. We just need to stay above this. If we can stay above this one, okay. If we can stay above this one, then we're heading towards this level here. Why is it not showing it to me? Oh, because that is not it's 46.56. Yeah. So if we can stay above this, we need to crack this. Okay. We need to get towards this 46.56. So, Robbie, we'll know in the morning, brother. We'll be in there together. We will know in the morning if this thing's going to start cranking or not. Keep your eye on it through, through the 4:30. If you want to wake up at 4:30 and take a look at it, awesome. If not, at about 5:36 when I wake up, I'll check it out, and then we'll see what happens, when that market opens up tomorrow morning. So let's take a look at BBI real quick, because I do love BBI, and I think BBI is going to crank. Let's do the box strategy on BBI. Jason, look at BBI, bro. Look what's going on here. $6.02. Okay. Nice opening for us. Good trending. And it's all green. Look at the orders are all green in here right now. So, pretty nice. I think that we're going to have a good day for BBI tomorrow. All right, Ravi, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer emerged from an evening caucus meeting telling reporters, "I'm voting no on the new shutdown deal," as he walked on the Senate floor. I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't really want to get into politics. The only reason why I'm not upset, the only reason why I'm upset that Pelosi retired or is retiring is because now it's going to be harder to track her trades. Right? She doesn't have to report publicly anymore her trades. And I do follow her trades. I do like to follow her trades. Listen, my whole feeling, and this is not political. This is not Republican, Democrat, liberal. I really don't care one way or other where you are. You have to understand that, the political play has nothing to do with making money. As a retail day trader, I can make money every day in an uptrend and a downtrend, and that's buying shares, not specifically options. It has nothing to do with the politics. Politics do play a big role in how the markets run, okay, up or down. And I just really feel like guys like Chuck Schumer and, I just feel like, hey, we need to get some younger blood in here that, can make some good decisions, can see things a little bit clearer, fight for the people, not fight for the silliness. If we have any veterans in here, you go and you are fighting for wars and fighting for us so that we can have a free U.S. with secure borders and all those things. And like I said, this is not a one way or the other, but I just feel like, man, we got to get out of our own way. All of us, Republicans, Democrats, liberals, and that's all I'll say about that. We got to get out of our own way. All right. And just stop the insanity, really, because the only people that are getting hurt are our own people. And it's sad. It's really sad. So, Robbie, let me know if you're good on BMNR before, as we're moving into BBAI, if there was something else you wanted to see. Jason, let's do the box strategy for you on BBAI, which isn't going to make a hill of beans because I just thought about it. It's not even, no, I don't want to delete all drawings on this chart. I want to delete this box strategy that I messed up. BBAI is already out of what the box strategy would be. Okay. I can't do the box strategy on this one, Jason, right? Because the high is already done and broken. What I can tell you is what we're looking for is we're looking for this level right here. And we want to get above this $6.89. That's where we need to get above and break. Now, remember, you still have to know that we still it failed the cup and handle because it broke out of the handle, in the last couple days. But we still have the potential. If we can get back up in here, we still have this potential launch coming. And that's what I'm holding fast to. I'm holding fast to this cup and handle. I still love my cup and handle on here. And, we're going to see what happens here. All right. So, BBI, you got it. We're launching. That's it, Jason. You know it. Beebs. Yeah. Big BBI Army. Anybody have anything else in here that you want me to take a look at with you? Throw it in the chat. Or if you have any comments, you have anything. And if you're in here and you're not a Discord member, then go to the posts. I post a QR code. Just click the QR code and join. Get in there. All right. We are starting consideration of moving the prices up. I think it's at about $15, $14.99 per month now. We're going to start adding some new features. I've got an unusual bot in there. Jason, I hope you understood my explanation of how to run it. It's a / options, pick your ticker. You can run any ticker and get the flow, get the volume. It's an amazing bot that I've added that I purchased to have the rights to have it in there for the Discord. We also have a Tradie Ticks. I can't delete that out. Tradie Ticks bot in there, which works with Unusual Whales and gives you a different perspective on stocks, on volume, on news. I had to turn it off on Friday because it was overwhelming the Discord with every 5 seconds, more news. And I didn't think we were getting a lot of value out of that. The value I want to see is the flow, and I want to see the options, opportunities, volume. And the other thing that you're getting in the Discord that you don't get regularly from me as a subscriber is flow. I'm putting flow in there of specific stocks all day long. You're also getting breakout reports, breakout ups and breakouts down. And I, for about 30 days before I put it in the Discord, was trading those breakouts and breakups. Breakdowns and breakups, and I was trading them, and I would buy like one share and just see, is this working, right? And I bought a few different stocks, and I was making money on them. It's small money because one stock was $162. It went to $165. So yeah, I made like $3 or $4 on it, but it showed that the breakout was working, and the breakdown also for options traders was working. So Yes, they are reporting before the bell tomorrow, BBAI, I believe. And if I'm wrong, correct me. I can't, the only thing I haven't learned how to do on here is put other things up in my screen. And you all, if you hadn't heard it before, my 14-year-old son is my technical coordinator. He makes sure that this thing is working before we go live, and he's done a great job. Let me pull up the earnings report here real quick. So just stand by with me. Stand by, stand by, stand by. Let me go to earnings. And let's see. We got big earnings this week. All right. We have Instacart, which is a pretty good. No, they're not tomorrow morning before opening. Rigetti's after close tomorrow. ASTS is after closing. Wolf, WULF, is after closing. Let's see. Where are you, Big Bear? Where are you? Big Bear. Oklo on Tuesday after close. Let me put my head up here. Okay, hold on a second because we need to see something's not right here on my earnings whisper. And that's usually always pretty well right. It does show 11:10. So yeah, Jason, I think you're right. I think before the bell tomorrow, why earnings whispers is not making a bigger deal about it is shocking to me. Seriously shocking. But yes, they do. They are set for earnings tomorrow. Unless there was one that actually moved it to next week. I don't think it was BBI though. So yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. If it does report earnings tomorrow on the 10th, I almost kind of wish it was at the end of the day and not first thing in the morning, but it could be good if it's a morning tomorrow morning because it may pump. A lot of people may be wanting to buy into it and get into it early. So we'll see. All right. Well, I think that's it. Let's just double check real quick here. Let's go to the S&P 500 again and see what that's looking like. Get off the daily, go to my 15-minute. David from Discord says that Oklo is interesting. Oklo. Yes. Let's look at Oklo. I like Oklo. And Oklo, I think, isn't it on the new AJDT best day trade list? Didn't I put Oklo on there? Or did it not make the cut? I think it may not have made the cut. I think it might not have made the cut. It is. No, we're not sharing anything. We're just opening. No, it's not on there. It's not on there. I know David liked Oklo during the week also. But all right, so S&P 500 is holding very well. I know the S&P 500 is holding. I like to look at APLD again with you guys. Look at this. Wow, man. It is holding 32.34. Very nice. Now it's holding horizontally, right? But if it can hold horizontally, then this may be pretty good. I think I shared with you on a video, if you didn't know this, for those of you in here, we've got about 21 people in here now. So welcome if you just joined us. If you're not part of the Discord, hit the Discord, go to the posts in YouTube and join. There's a QR code there. And if you just joined on here, drop a comment. Let us know who you are and where you're from so we can recognize you for being here and thank you. What was I saying? I lost my total train of thought. Oklo's not on the list. Okay. Oklo's not on the list. Oh, I just lost my chain of thought. Wow. Messed myself up there. That's okay. Let's pull up Oklo real quick. Oh, strategy. So there's a guy who shared his strategy with me, and I went and kind of confirmed through watching some other YouTube videos about this strategy. There's not really a name for it, but what this guy does is literally Friday at market close, when the bell rings, right before the bell rings, and meaning if it's a 24-hour stock after market, he kind of gets as close to 8 o'clock as he can, and he then buys shares. And he waits for this Sunday night gap up, and then he sells it. So like, for example, okay, we could have bought APLD, right, at this 8 p.m. mark on the 7th for, what was it at? $31.55 or around $31. We could have bought it at $31. And on the $31, on the $31. Look, it's already at 32.33. Could you imagine Friday at close buying 1,000 shares at $31? This strategy seems like it could be something I'm pretty interested in. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like it. I kind of like it because most times we're on a gap up, right? Most times we're on a gap up. So we'll see. All right, let's go to Oklo. And we got some comments in here. Howard E. Banks, what's the secret to looking so sharp? What do you mean? Are you talking about the video? Looking so sharp on the video? Tell me what that question means. Tell me what that question means, brother. And I am be very happy to try to answer that for you. Anyone in the Discord that doesn't know, yep, Frozen Randy 303, that is Jason. And I'm gonna tell you, we joke about it, right? And he kind of named himself the welcome wagon. He's kind of like our Discord cheerleader, right? And Ravi's great. Everybody communicates great. I know that we still have some folks in here, part of the Discord, that are still here, like Lynn and Paulette. John hasn't been there yet. John, we're going to get you in there and I'll help you get connected. Sherry, right? I mean, we're not another Discord, right? We're trying to build a family community that wants to trade together and wants to get rich together, wants to make money together. Okay. And that's what it's about. It's not about, there's no egos. And I love the fact that, there's no egos. Nobody's like, oh, that was my idea. I threw that out there, right? Somebody says, hey, have you thought about BBAI? Then one of us may come in and say like, yeah, we actually just talked about BBAI an hour ago. And it's like, cool. What did we talk about? And we share what we talked about. Right. So, it's a family community that we're building and we are helping each other make money. And that's the whole point of the Discord. Is my prayer and my goal is that we have a group of people in there that really have family values, want to learn how to trade together, want to be better educated how to do it, can learn from me. I can learn from you the same way, right? Rocky was a great boxer, but he always learned from Apollo Creed. He always learned from the fights he had with other people, right? And so let's all be Rockies, okay? All right, let's see here. All right, Oklo. Let's look at Oklo together. OKLO. This is for David. I don't think David's in here. He might be, but this is for David. So Oklo's was on a beautiful uptrend that day. Let's go to the daily on Oklo. Let me pull this back a little bit here so we can get a little bit bigger. Let's go to the daily. All right, so Oklo also had some pretty significant red days, but did have a really nice green day on Friday. With everything else, we need a second green day. See, before I'm able to tell you that Oklo would be a good one for me to consider, especially at this price point, I need a second green candle. I need to see what Monday does. Now, could this be a great options day for Oklo? Absolutely. Absolutely. It could be a great, run day green, great options day for calls. I don't know that for sure, but I know it closed with some pretty significant volume, okay, on Friday. So I like Oklo. Should we do the box strategy on Oklo? Jason, should we do box strategy on here for David? Because tomorrow, if he's not in here, I know the first question David's going to ask us in Discord is, what are you all in? So let's do box strategy on it real quick. And then we're going to shut this thing down. I'm going to go finish out my night and have some dinner. Let's see. This is bottom. Boom. Pull my box up to top high. See, this is another one that's tough. And this is why I'm loving the market tonight, but I don't know how it's going to do tomorrow. We're already pretty much out of the box strategy. You can't use the box strategy. Box strategy is irrelevant right now on many of these stocks because of the fact that the whatever you want to call it, 24-hour market right now, we're already out of it. Isn't that crazy? Most of these stocks, we are already out of our box strategy. We already broke and gapped above it because we can't live in here. But I will tell you, you could do this, right? For Oklo. We can get the high of the pre-market from Friday morning before this horrible drop, showing it wanted to be at 123.30, and say we need to hit this 123.30. So let's kind of call this right now a resistance level at 123.30. And I hope that as many of you that can do attend the charting class that we're going to hold. And I say 30 minutes, right? When I say, if you're not a Discord member and you're going to pay the $25 to be in this class with everybody, I say 30 minutes, probably going to be more than 30 minutes. I'm not going to lie to you because I like to share and be clear. And I'm going to give you all the options to ask questions. It's not going to be like this. You're not going to be comments. We're going to figure out a way to do it either on Zoom so that people can join and we can have video on and you can ask questions and, have your cameras on so we can see each other. We'll do a class that way. But I really think that, you will enjoy the charting class, and I'm going to try to share with you everything that I know. And I'm looking at, again, like I said, I'm looking at this other 9-day EMA strategy. Maybe by the time we do the charting class, I'll share a little bit of that with you in the charting class. So we'll get a sign up out there. We've got some positive requests for the class already. All right, let's see. Any comments in here? I didn't get Howard Ebanks. He didn't ask, what's the secret to looking so sharp? We never got the response back from Howard. I just don't know what you mean. I mean, hey, listen, thank you. If it's how sharp I am, thank you. If it's how sharp the screen is, I am using, what is the program I'm using? It's called Prism. This is the Prism Live, program that I'm using, Prism Live, and it's worked really well so far. Now that we figured it out, it's working very well. My son's going to have to figure out how do I add other things to the screen while we're talking, because I'd love to put the Discord QR code up here for you so anybody in here that's not a member can jump in and join. But anyway, can I be the theme song? Jason, brother, you can be anything you want, bro. And doing this on Zoom would be fun. Yeah, I think it would be fun, but I got to be careful. We got to be careful, right? How we do that. But yes, it is going to be a training class, and hopefully everybody does take it very serious, and I know everybody will. Anyway, any final thoughts, final questions, anything at all, throw it in the comments real quick. I am going to share with you now, and Jason's been waiting for it, but our launch video is done. Jason, if you don't know, Frozen Randy, he is actually our artist. He has graciously taken on the project without asking, and I've offered him the world, and he doesn't take it because he's that humble, that generous. He loves to pay forward life, just life itself, to help people. He basically told me flat out, your average Joe day trader bull stinks. I don't think that's the word he used, but that's what I'm going to use. He said it stinks and we need to do better. I want to make you look good and get this channel looking better. He told me this is his ride or die, and I agree. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I have the launch video done, Jason. So we're going to launch that this week. We're going to start using the new graphics tomorrow. I'm going to launch it tomorrow morning. So Jason, I know you're in Colorado. Get ready, brother. Get ready. The launch video is coming out, and it's probably about a 15, close to 20-minute video. So I would ask everybody to watch it all the way through. I interview Jason. He talks a little bit about his vision was, shares some of his history. He's got a very cool, past into new life history. And we have a news report that was done on him where a local channel did a report about his artwork on the fence around his house, which is super cool. He's just super talented. And so that's launching tomorrow, brother. So thank you, Jason. Thank you again publicly here in the group. That's all we've got. So thank you for being here. First time watching the videos on this channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Thank you for being here. Join the Discord while we still have spots and at this low monthly price. Lynn's in Colorado too. That's awesome. I think I'm planning a trip next year to come out to Colorado. My wife and I want to take a little trip, a little honeymoon. We're celebrating 15 years together in February. So we're a blended family. Share a little personal life with you. We're a blended family. We're together 15 years. We both were in marriages that were about or almost 10 years prior to that, and both ended not the best that either one of us would have liked to have had. Our lives kind of take that, fork in the road. We found each other, and we are so happy now celebrating 15 years. I think we're going to do it in Colorado. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. I am not a skier. I won't go skiing, but I definitely want to go snow sledding. So Lynn, Jason, if you guys know of an all amazing, all-inclusive resort that we can go to in Colorado, share it with me, because I'm just going to get started doing some research on it. It's going to be probably next year sometime around February, March, I think. I'm not sure yet. Or we may go the opposite direction. We love to do road trips on the Harley. So we may head back out to Vegas. We may go through Nevada. We may head to Seattle, ride up into Alaska. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. But anyway, God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Have a great night. We will see you on the next one. Thank you for being here live with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you. Josh out. Peace.